Because I remember within the first 2 weeks of school, I was out of my budget. I didn't even have any money
on my YouTube channel.
And let me do it again. Welcome back.
Apostle will hear of this. I will tell Apostle about this.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Allow it, and let's just allow it.
We tried.
Okay, we tried. Let's get into the video. So today we have a special guest. I feel like I always say special guest, but I will just give you guys an overview of how we met. So yeah, we met in a society, so in Swansea Women in Business, and then all of a sudden we found out we're doing the same course, and here we are. So we'll give her the stage to tell us who she is.
Hi, I'm Amanda Buamponsem from Ghana, studying economics and business, and in year 2 Swansea University.
Okay, that's amazing. So today is going to be a bit more structured. So we are basically talking about first year. So just everything that we need to know, that everyone needs to know about like first year. So we just want you to share more about like your first year experience. Okay, so my first question is, how did you find the initial transition from high school to university? Like,
I would say, it wasn't easy though. It wasn't easy. I'm not even gonna joke, because from the beginning, coming from, I obviously did A-levels in London, and moving from London to Wales. That is like a big move. I've never been anywhere near Wales. So that was the first part. Plus coming to a place where you don't know people. And because of COVID, there were no places to go to, no socials, nothing. And you just move straight to your flat. And Bay Campus, to be particular, was so quiet. In my head, I was like, how am I going to make friends? Like, I don't even know my course mates. I've never met anyone in economics. They're my flatmates were like going for parties, which I don't know how it got organized in any way. But like people were meeting people, but I was in my room the whole time.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Praying I finally meet people.
Alone in your room.
I know.
Okay, so what about in terms of the change in like atmosphere from high school where everything is just kind of like put together to being new?
I know. Because like I would say comparing high school to here, I mean high school was like you go to school, you've got a homework, you do your homework, you go the next day, and you've got maths in the morning, English afterwards, social afterwards, and you go home and there is food and everything. But this time it's like doing everything on your own. Then I've got to plan my budget, expenses, what I've got to spend. Because I remember within the first 2 weeks of school, I was out of my budget. I didn't even have any money left. Because I thought it was just, they give you the money and you just spend. But then here it was like, no one was telling me what to do. No one was telling me to do my homework. I was, I know, like, I just piled up seminars and stuff. And I wasn't doing anything because I thought I had the time for myself. But it was actually big. It took some time to adjust and put this into perspective so I know what to do, what time to do it, and
So did you get to experience Freshers Week and all that?
No, there was no Freshers Week for us.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Parties on the lawn. That I remember, like people meeting up on the lawn to like get drinks and security men will be going after them every time to keep quiet and shut up because people were trying to sleep. But then there was no organized freshers or anything. It was just blah.
People just trying their luck. How was that for you? Do you feel like it affected you? Like you think surely freshers was like a very important part of you advancing into uni?
Yeah, I would say it did, because like I mean, comparing when we came,
Yeah.
and because we didn't do freshers, but I did freshers second year. So
Okay,
I joined the
yeah.
first years in doing their freshers.
Yeah.
And seeing how it was like going for freshers week, all the events. There was
Yeah.
even a ball for School of Management, which we did not get that. But then they had a ball, and going through the societies where you could get societies, know what societies you want to join. Because
Yeah.
I joined societies which had not even existed. And I didn't even
yeah.
know. And there are societies where I could actually interact with them on that day. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I would like to be part of your society and stuff. So I think it's actually a good gateway into uni, because you meet people you've never met. You meet people from societies you can engage with and know, ask them questions or something if you need something.
Yeah.
And you also meet your classmates even before you go to class.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. So tell me more about the societies and everything. Like, which ones did you particularly join, and would you say it kind of helped you to make friends, probably? And how was it?
Yeah, I would say it was good, because when I came out first, the only societies I was part of in first year was the Swansea Business Society,
Okay.
CU, obviously Christian Union,
Yeah.
and SWIP. Then I wasn't part of the Economic Society then.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they existed. So
Yeah.
I was in business the whole time, and it was weird when you go for meetings the first time and you're like, how is everyone doing? What courses are you doing? And they're all expecting you to go in business. You're like, yeah, I'm economics. And you're like, it was weird, because most of the societies I go for, I do not do any of the things they do. So when you say it, they're just looking at you like, okay. But yeah, I actually did meet business society, was really nice, even though there were no socials in first year.
Yeah.
But then we did most of the stuff online. It was like playing different games I've never played before, and I was the last in all the games. But it was enjoying, because I could meet people, and I met people outside from the society, and you can talk to them, you have like people. And CU was also the best, like the impact groups were really enjoying, and SWIP was also marvelous. So yeah.
Okay, so you didn't feel like at any point like you never felt like you were being excluded in a way, like for example, you know, on like people doing different courses from you. Like I know from debating, most people do law, history, all those things, and I'm there like economics. So I can imagine, like, did you feel like you were out of place, or like the societies were just accommodating in a way?
Some societies I did feel like, especially like, you know, for the Swansea Women in Business, that society was good. But I didn't know, I thought it was just business based, but then I realized most of them were economic students. Go, that was good. But like for the business society, almost everyone was in business management. So that was like a bit off-putting, because it wasn't bad. But then we go for meetings and they're talking about their courses, because everything they organized was, I remember we had an event once, and it was for lecturers of the management school to come talk to us, and it was just giving information about business management, what you can do after that. And I was not relating in any way. But like one of the lecturers asked, and one of the society executives, committee members knew I wasn't doing business. And they were really understanding. They were like, oh, they told some of the lecturers I don't do, some of us don't do business, and the lecturers actually did like transition the whole thing to fit all of us, which was good.
That's really good. What about like the people in the society? Would you say they were like accommodating, friendly, or there's like packs, you know, those groups, squads, and
I do actually, the squad, I'm not even gonna lie, every society I've been in, I meet that thing there. But then the good thing is the committee members try as much as possible to get you involved in what you're doing. But then the only thing is they can do as much as they can do in their power, but it's left with the people in the group to relate with you, which is quite difficult. They might talk to you once in a while, but you wouldn't get that continuous flow, especially when we go for socials. Like people meet their friends and they're like, hi, how are you? Like you talk for 5 minutes and they go with your friends. So it's not like that accommodating, I'd say. But like if you try and force yourself in the group, you can make friends.
So what about like in terms of exactly you came alone and you were trying to like be in that society? So like what do you think like they should try to do to kind of like make people more accommodating? Because I know for a fact there's a society where I actually felt like quitting because I felt like I was not involved at all. Like I would come and sit alone and I'd just be like, what's the point of coming here?
Exactly, yeah.
So what would you say, like, do you think there's a way that those things could change, like those cliques in societies?
I mean, I can't bring this initiative where we force and get like a loner in the group who sits alone. So if another loner comes, they feel more
appreciated.
They feel like they could talk to that person.
That loner,
but like, if you know, like when Swib was doing the first meet at Taf and Tawi, I don't know if the pronunciation is right anyways, but like we had people, even though we knew ourselves, but there was this girl called Susan, like she is really, Susan
friendly,
she is everywhere, and she knows people, but she didn't try to just sit with the group of people she knew. She called people in, and when you come in the group, they try to ask you questions, and you feel like you can relate with them.
I was also new, but I really felt welcome.
You could relate with us. So I think it's not like societies can make it enjoyable where when they come, it's not about hi, you're welcome and that's it. Like they sit with you, create like things you could do together for the whole time the event is going on. So after that, you know, like, oh, I met this person and I think we actually started on a good foot. So the next time I go, I could talk to them. That would make it more welcoming than like they say, oh, how are you welcome? And the next thing you're talking to the people they know.
Exactly. I think that makes sense actually. Okay. Let's go to like textbooks. Did you feel, you know how in high school you kind of need a textbook to survive? So did you feel the need to like buy textbooks when you were coming to university? And how did that go for you?
I mean, I didn't even know anything about it. I'm not going to joke. I went on Pinterest and I was like, do you need textbooks for uni? Then I saw people doing like, you know, the short videos where they're like, you don't need to buy textbooks for uni, you don't need to do this. Then someone was like, it's expensive because sometimes you can get like a textbook for £200.
You know you can be prosecuted for that.
How am I gonna pay 200 quid for like a textbook? You can't even imagine. So when I came, and you know, like as you're saying, coming from high school, you're used to like going back to your textbooks and knowing, oh, this assignment is from this page, so I'm supposed to go to that page. I was really conversant with that way of doing stuff. So when I came and I realized you get slides and you don't get textbooks, you've got to go to the library and borrow it and stuff. I really didn't like it. I at some point was tempted to like get textbooks, but then I got this, you go on checks or something, because one of our friends had a subscription for checks, so I could get textbooks there for free and also go to the library and get textbooks. So I just got used to that kind of lifestyle. Then I knew I had it. I didn't have to like necessarily get textbooks for my courses.
That's nice. So how is it though now, like using textbooks from, you know, online and everything like that, from having the hard copy?
Exactly. It is so different. I'm someone who likes highlighting, writing stuff down in the textbook, so when I come and I open, I know I did this. But like getting a library book, you can't highlight those stuff. I mean, if you get an more ebooks online, there you can download it on like these apps and you can do that. But it's so different looking on the screen every time to having the hard copy, carrying it around with you and stuff. So it's a massive change. But like now I'm actually trying to switch my notes to technical stuff. So I'm getting used to the system. We'll get there.
Okay, you mentioned the library. Do you think it's like some place that's really important? How did you find it, like the library? Did you? I know in high school, I don't really remember much about my library in high school. I don't even think we had one. But like how has that been? Like, would you think it's some resourceful place and stuff?
I mean, if it comes, firstly, taking it from two perspectives. If it comes to getting books from the library, I'm not even the best person to ask that question, because I do not do that. I just go online and just search for stuff or just follow the lecture slides and that's it. So when it comes to research and stuff and me saying, oh, the library is a good place to find stuff, I don't know. I'm not really sure. In terms of learning or having the environment to yourself, like I feel like if I go to the library and I see people learning, I'm actually motivated in some way to learn. So as compared to me being in my room the whole time, if I know I need to get something seriously done, I go to the library, because there I know I'll do it, because I'm seeing people do work, which is actually like another push to what I do. Because if I see what people are doing, or if I go to the library, I know I came to the library to learn, so I'm supposed to do work. Then when I go out of the library, the rest of the day is mine. So when it comes to that, it's very resourceful. But when it comes to books, I don't really get a lot of books from the library.
So okay, would you recommend like that someone like familiarize with the library like a lot, especially in first year, to kind of like get to know all the study rules and everything?
Yeah, I think you should. Because I have a friend who's looking at me right now and didn't even know the toilet existed in the library. Imagine someone struggling. Someone struggling there, and I ask you, do you know what the toilet is like? Yeah, I come to the library to learn. I don't know the toilet. I think it's actually a good thing to know your surroundings, especially when you go to some place for the first time. So it's easy to know if you've got interviews where you've got to go to sit, if you want a peaceful place to learn, or if you want a place you can hear people talk, which would help you learn. You've got everything there. It's got every piece of everything there, so you can go into that place also and get used to it. So I think you should know where you're going to. Like
okay, that's nice. My next question is talking about familiarizing ourselves with class. So did you kind of like go around to first see where your classes were, or you just winged it?
I didn't even do that. See, I'm talking about familiarizing yourself. I didn't do that. What I did was, when most of the things were online. That's one bit of thing that worried us. It was online, but for us we did have like 2 hours workshops every week. So one of my flatmates was in year 2. Most of them were in year 2. So they knew the place because they were here previously for like normal stuff before COVID set in. So every time I was going to class, I had to go like, yo, Lauren, what time are you free? I've got a lecture. Do you want to escort me? Most of the time I got different flatmates from my flat to escort me to the place. So they knew exactly where they were going to. And that's how come I knew most of the places here. And when we started coming, things started changing and we started coming to campus regularly, I started going around to other buildings, because sometimes I don't always want to be in the library, so I try to find like silent areas where I could sit and learn, and that's how come I actually saw most of them. But I still don't even know most of the places around the campus. Okay,
would you say like that helped you to kind of know which classes you were going to go for? Like, were you the type who like looked beforehand and went to find out which building you'll be in, or you kind of just on the day trying to find it?
I don't look for my classes the day before. I just my timetable, I'm always on it, because every time I've got to plan my day. So within my lectures, I've got different activities put in. But I do check which building I'm going to before that day, so I know I've got this place and that place. But then I don't go looking for the class until that day. Okay,
that makes sense. Would you say like it's a good life, this risky life of just showing up on the day, or you would say like some people should just go beforehand to check, or it's just like unnecessary?
I mean, it depends on the type of person you are. If you don't mind being late for class and you're not someone who gets very conscious or anxious when you're late for a class, then that's fine. But sometimes it's really disturbing when, let's say, the bus is delayed. It might not be you, but the buses would delay. And you get in like 10 minutes late. And then you spend extra 10 minutes looking for the classroom. That would kill you, because then you're tired and you're disturbed from trying to find a class which is right in front of you, to going back. And when you sit down, you might actually need time. It's like going to an exam hall like 2 minutes late. You might not be that late, but then the pressure on you might even take time for you to settle before you can actually start the exact work you're doing.
Okay, you spoke about like the buses and everything. So how do you deal with traffic? Because I know you have to come.
Kill me. Ask me why I moved from Bay Campus. I don't know why I moved from Bay Campus. Because the buses are hell. As compared to, I mean, it's not something generally in every uni. But then if you're going to a uni outside England, I don't know. But then uni's outside because as compared to London, buses are running every 5 minutes or 3 minutes. But like here, the buses run like 15 minutes or 35 minutes. Yeah, so it's hell. Sometimes you even wait and it's like you've got everything planned and you're waiting and the bus doesn't show up. Like what?
Just disappears from
I know. It's dreadful because you've got to come to class early and the bus is not even showing up and too much stress, too much thinking. So yeah, buses here are hell. So if you want to do something, it's like you've got to prepare like an hour or an hour and a half early, especially when you're not on Bay campus. You've got to do things like hours early as compared to someone here because you've got to come to campus early. Yeah.
That is sad. Okay, next question. So yeah, I wanted to understand. I know you joined CU, and so that means you are a Christian.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with how did you manage your faith? Because I know it's easier when you're home because we go to church and everything like that. So how did you manage now that you're like outside of uni, outside of home? Sorry.
Yeah. I would say, I think, it depends on the people you're actually walking with.
Yeah.
Because I've actually been at a point where I was in a group of people where none of my friends were Christians.
Yeah.
And you see the pressure it gives to you, not too much, because I really do not mind. But when I used to work with those friends, that was back in secondary school. Yeah. My friends were not really into church stuff. Yeah. And I was even an executive, which I didn't even know how I got it, but I was an executive of Charismatic Renewal. Okay. And it's like going for events or programs and they're laughing at you like, go and bring God to us and stuff. And I would sit there and laugh with them, but not in a bad way. And at the long run, I got a lot of them to go with me to church. It's not, I did not go oh, you've got to change, you don't know what's happening, you've got, I did not put pressure on them. But it's sometimes people believe or worship what they are worshiping and it makes you feel like you should do the same. Yeah. It doesn't really, they don't need to push you, but the lifestyle or how the person brings out themselves might want you to look or know what exactly they are doing. So the pressure, there is not much pressure now because I'm actually used to it. And I don't really have a lot of people who are not churchgoers around me. Yeah. And I really don't judge people. I just concentrate on what I do. Yeah. And I just continue doing what I do. I don't really think about what people think about me. Yeah. If I think I've got to tell you something, I've got to tell you or say the word of God to you and you won't listen, I'm still going to tell you. Yeah. But in a very nice, casual way that you wouldn't feel offended. I wouldn't feel disgraced. But the next time, maybe after some years or God knows when, you would listen to me one day. But yeah,
that's nice. Do you think it makes you feel out of place sometimes, especially because I know in university it's not that common, and sometimes it's also a part of you, when people are talking about their things, you want to talk about you, and you includes God. So do you feel it makes you feel out of place sometimes, or does it make you uncomfortable sometimes?
Yeah, uncomfortable, I'd say no, but sometimes it does make you feel out of place, especially when they're talking about stuff and you can't relate.
Yeah.
Okay. But I like listening to people's views and learning different things. Yeah. So if you're saying something and I do not agree, I'm just going to listen to you until I chip in. Then it might be an argument or not, but I'm still going to go on with it. But in all, sometimes it does actually contradict with what you're doing because it's living in the midst of people who do not believe in what you believe a lot of times. Yeah. And it's quite difficult to relate. But then I try not to mix stuff like that. If I think today I need to talk to you about this, definitely I'm going to talk to you about that. But if it's just cool stuff or you're just having a conversation and I think I don't want to be there, I wouldn't be there. But if I think I could listen and not feel judged or not feel obligated to do anything, I'm just going to listen and laugh. It's just a conversation.
Yeah, so, that's true. Okay, I have another question for you, still in this bracket of questions. So do you think being in university, you've grown closer to God, because now it's kind of your responsibility to keep in touch with him, other than back home when it was kind of a grooming?
Yeah, I would say generally it did change a bit. I was slipping a bit there because I mean, moving from home here, I didn't know any churches here. Firstly, it was just CU, and I didn't even know if we used to meet on Sundays. I was just in the impact groups, and we used to do a lot of stuff online. And because of COVID, I was more used to the online stuff that I didn't really think like, face-to-face things did matter. Because, you know, back at home, your mom would be like, it's time for church, you have to go. It's time for this, you have to go. Like, when I started doing it from the beginning, I was almost like slipping because I wasn't going to church often. But then I did incorporate different stuff where I read my Bible. It's like I try to do something related to God every day. And that has even changed. It's like I've seen a difference because then I've moved from being with God in a group to being with God on my own.
Exactly.
So like now I know how to moderate my time with God. Like I'm more personally like versed, like I do things personally with God. But then it was a group, so I was like, it was obligatory. But now I do it because I've got a purpose and I know what I'm doing.
I love your answer. Like I love your answer. Like first year, I know it's like the time when people go out and like people just have this idea that parties are the best way to make friends. Do you believe this? And can you just give me your opinion on it?
I mean, the one thing everyone tells you, or you hear most of the time is, don't let the school pass through you. No, don't pass through the school, let the school pass through you. So it's like, you've got to go with everything the school brings to you. And that's the best way you can get all the experiences, which I don't really think it's like necessary. I mean, if you're a partying person, go for it, go party. Maybe that's where you meet your friends. But I don't remember which party I've been to. The only things I know I'm going to is when they say there is food, I am there. I'm going for all the free foods. I'm going for all the free foods. And I can't even imagine the number of people I've met going for like events like that. Free food.
There's so many of them actually.
You still meet a lot of people, so it's not basically just parties. There's a lot of different types of social lives, like boiling, going for movies and stuff, which is not even bad. But like with all of that, you still meet people. Because I've been to places where I once joined master students for free food. I don't even do masters, but I had to post like it. I was like, and at some point I was like, I'm not doing masters. I was like, no, I'm not doing masters. I just came for the food. Don't even it's just the food. But I did meet a lot of people, which was really good because there you get advices from people who are way ahead of you and know what they're doing. So I mean, it's not just the social life. I would want friends who would benefit me in a way where I know in the near future they did something to help my future, not friends who helped me like with parties and stuff. I mean, if I need a friend and I think it's just, if I need a friend who's going to help me in class and have to get them on a party, I'll wait for them at the door.
Second and last question is, what do you think, if you knew before your first year, you would have done differently now that you're like in second year and you're like staying in now?
What I knew before.
What you wish you knew before first year, exactly.
I think it would be that you don't need to bring a lot of clothes to school because you do not need them. And also, I think the point where people do help you, if you find people in your class or your course who actually are beneficial, it might help you in the long run. Because I thought I could do things on my own until I met people and I realized that you do need people to help you a lot. And also, what else? Join societies. I did that in my first year, which helped. And I think I'll do it again, joining societies and joining relevant societies like economic society, which I didn't join until second year.
But okay, the last and final question is, I ask this question to everyone. How does it make you feel to feature on my YouTube channel?
Oh, it's a privilege. It is a privilege, and it's really relaxing. I mean, it wasn't
so natural. It
wasn't anything difficult. I thought it's gonna be difficult.
Thank you so much for featuring. I usually give a token of appreciation, but today I found out just go as full. So
Oh,
your gift will be a belated gift.
oh my god.
Please tell them to do what needs to be done.
Hi guys. You've got to subscribe, like, comment, share. That's important.
Exactly.
You've got to share. Yeah.
Bye guys. See you again next time.